everyone, welcome back to our Accounting 210. In this video, we continue with the chapter 7, the My Accounting Lab, the practice. Okay, so this is the second part. Last part, we finished the first 17 questions, so now let's finish the last 18 questions. Next one, talking about break-even point in unit. So as always, you just, whenever it's asking you break-even point, right, you just need to get the fixed cost and the contribution margin, either for each or for percentage. Just don't be confused by the extra information. So you say, hey, I just need fixed cost. I just need a contribution margin. That's all. Total operating income, don't worry, right? Selling price, variable cost gives you the contribution margin. You have the total fixed cost. You can get a break-even point in unit. Next one, asking you about total. Hey, look at this one. Asking about your total fixed cost. Okay, contribution margin ratio is this. Target operating income is this. Sales revenue need to achieve this is this. What's the total fixed cost? How do you do this? I think there are different ways to work on it. So first one is you can always use revenue minus variable cost gives you contribution margin minus fixed cost gives you operating income. So now we know your operating income is 45,000, and then we said the revenue is 200,000, and then contribution margin is contribution margin is 60%. So your contribution margin will be 60% times 200,000 gives you 120,000, and then minus fixed cost. So 120,000 minus fixed cost equals to 45,000. So what is your fixed cost? Fixed cost will be 120,000 minus 45 gives you 75,000, right? Gives you 75,000. Another way to work on this one is you can also use the formula. How do you do that? So we said, now you already know. Sorry, I'll put another different color here. Here. Okay, so it already told you in the dollar amount, it has to be 200,000, right? And then you said, hey, I don't know fixed cost, but I know my operating income has to be 45,000, and my contribution margin ratio is 60%. If you do this, you will get the similar, you will get the same, not similar, you will get the same answer. So two ways to work on it. Use the formula or use this operating income. Next one asking you about your right. Sorry about it. Okay, so that what I'm telling you is, whenever I give you this information, you should be able to get the missing part. I tell you, revenue, you have to get a fixed cost. If I tell you revenue, I tell you fixed cost, you have to get the contribution margin percentage, right? So whenever I tell you the two parts, you should be able to get the third one. Okay, next one, talking about target operating income. Now, target operating income. So similarly, right? So we said you need to sell this total fixed cost and the units contribution margin. Okay, so you need to sell 80,000 units, and your fixed cost is 15,000. But we don't know operating income. But we know unit contribution margin is 0.4. So how do you do this? Then I don't know how do you do math, but I time 0.4 for both sides. So 80,000 times 0.4, 80,000 times 0.4 gives 32,000 minus 15,000. So I need to get 17,000 as my target operating income. Okay. You can also try to use this way, use this way and do it by yourself. But to save time, I'm just using the formula directly. Next one, if all other factors are constant, any decrease in fixed cost will decrease break-even point. Okay, so everything the same, fixed cost decrease, break-even point will decrease. Yeah, that's right, right? One more time, I put this question here. I may ask you, hey, if fixed cost increase, okay, what will happen? Then break-even point will increase too. So listen to me. I put some practice, but my purpose is use this one to ask yourself how the professor can change the question, twist a little bit, and put in the exam. Next one. Assuming no other changes in the cost CVP analysis, what's the following will which of the following will decrease the break-even point, right? So you want break-even point to decrease, you either decrease fixed cost or you increase contribution margin. Increase in the variable cost, no. If you increase variable cost, you will decrease contribution margin, you have to increase break-even point. Increase total fixed cost, no, you have to decrease. Decrease in selling price, no, you decrease selling price, you decrease contribution margin, you have to increase break-even point. So increase selling price, you increase contribution margin, you decrease break-even point. Okay, so one more time, I'll put it here. Okay, maybe I'll ask you which of the following will increase break-even point in unit. Okay, ask yourself, don't memorize this question. You have to understand the logic. You have to understand the logic. Next one, asking you about what's the how will break-even sale in unit will be affected. So let's look at this question. Okay, asking you about the total fixed cost, the selling price per unit, variable cost will this. If can reduce fixed cost by this, how will break-even point will be affected? So we said the break-even point, right? Break-even point is your fixed cost divided by contribution margin. Your fixed cost will decrease by 13,450. Your contribution margin is still the same, is $50. Then your units will be decreased by this much, right? Will be decreased by 13450 divided by 50. Your units will be decreased by 269 units. Okay, I think I did this similar question in the assignment. I said you can either do two steps. The first is you calculate original break-even point, and then you calculate the current break-even point, and then you do the difference. Or since we keep the contribution margin the same, so if you just change the fixed cost, then the change of the break-even point will be related with the change of fixed cost. Okay, next one. Let's see this one. Okay, asking how will this change break-even point? Okay, let's see this one. Next one. That sale price is 20 each, and then variable cost is no. Price is $2. Variable cost is a quarter. Company currently sell 55,000, and then hope this will. So you will You will put a fixed cost of advertisement of 4,500, and you want to increase your sale by 6,000. Okay, by 6,000. Currently has fixed cost of this. How will this affect the break-even point? Okay, so with a break-even point, is still your contribution margin will still be 1.75, right? The fixed cost will be increased by 4,500 because you will do advertisement. Okay, so your denominator is the same. So your denominator doesn't change. You only change your numerator. Then the change of break-even point will be just from this formula directly. You do not need to worry about your sales. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, so because we want to focus on break-even point. So our break-even point will increase 4,500 divided by 1.75 gives me increase. Okay, so my break-even point has to increase by 2,571. 2,572. Okay, 25 because you cannot have half, right? So you have to increase 2,572. You have to increase this much. Oh yeah. Next one. Still have a minute to go, so let's go. Keep going. What break-even point the current selling price? Okay, what's the break-even point in unit? Okay, so so your selling price is this much. Variable cost is 35%. Fixed cost. Okay, so how do we do this? Asking about the units, right? Asking about the units. Units is your fixed cost 162 to 40 divided by contribution margin. Contribution margin, how much? How do you get contribution margin? Okay, your selling price is 520. Your contribution margin your variable cost is 35%. So your contribution margin will be 65%, will be your 65% of your selling price. So this gives you your contribution margin per unit. Contribution margin per unit. How do I get 65%? Your variable cost percentage is 35%. So your contribution margin percentage has to be 100% minus 35% gives you 65%. Okay, next one. Almost there. Okay. Oh, I like this one. Okay, we have to do. You definitely will have question for the bundle contribution margin. Okay, let's see next one. You have two products X and Y. Selling. Okay, you want to sell 10,000 units of X, 20,000 of Y. Contribution margin for each one is $4 and $6, $4 and $6. You will sell 10,000 units. Sorry, 10,000 units and 20,000 units. So total you will sell 30,000 units, right? And contribution margin will be 40,000 plus 120,000 gives you $160,000. Okay, so 160,000 divided by 30,000. 160,000 divided by 30,000 gives you 5.333. Weighted average, I have no idea. I think it should be 5.33. I don't know. You have to just keep the dollar, or you should keep this. I have no idea. I'm not going to put this question in the exam. Okay, I'm not going to. I think it's false. I'm not sure. Yeah, because it has to be 5.33. It has to be 5.33. If the question doesn't say how many decimal, I assume it's 2 decimal there. Okay. Oh, I think they got this 5 because they thought it's 4 plus 6. No, you cannot just do 4 plus 6. You have to do weighted average. You have to do weighted average. Next one. Asking you about all else being equal, company earn more income by selling high contribution margin than selling, low. Yeah, we said that's true, right? We said we should focus on the one with a high contribution margin if there is no constraint. In chapter 8, you learned if you have a limited resource, you should focus on the one with a higher contribution margin per unit of the limited resource, like the machine hours. But this one is definitely correct. You should focus on the one with a higher contribution margin. Why so many questions? My goodness. I cannot believe I have to do all this for each chapter. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 chapters. Let's go. Next one. What's the weighted average contribution margin? Okay, we do the same. So you have a product ABC, you have product XYZ, and then we said you sell two ABC. Hold on. Oh, okay. You sell 2 ABC, you sell 3 XYZ. Okay. So contribution margin for each one, they already told you, is 220, and then this one is 400. But you sell 2, you will sell 3. So totally you sell 5. And then you got this one is 440. You got this is 1200. So our total contribution margin is 1200 plus 440. And then so this gives us 1640 divided by 5 is our weighted average divided by 5. That's 328. Oh yeah. Oh, next one. We are almost there. Okay, asking you about how many units of X, Y, Z, right? So we do the same, right? So you have to first get the weighted average. So this one is 260, 460. I'll just get contribution margin directly. And then you sell 2 ABC, you sell 3 XYZ, 3. Sorry. 2 and 3. Sorry, it's my bad. Okay, sorry. And then this gives you 520. This gives you 1380. So totally gives you. Double check. I don't trust my math. I'm very so smart, right? 520, and then you divide it by 5. Divided by 5. So your weighted average is 380. Your weighted average, right? Your weighted average, and then your fixed cost. Your fixed cost is one 1.13 million, 130,000 divided by weighted average contribution margin 380. So we get has to be 2973. Rounding internal to two decimal. Okay. Okay. So we need to get 2973.68. Okay. So we have to have 2973.68. But we said, okay, here is important, right? We are not done. Okay, we are not done. You cannot choose D. That's wrong. Okay, because for X, Y, Z, it's X, Y, Z is 3 out of 5. You said, how did you get that? It's a 3 out of 5, right? It's a 3 out of 5. So we have to use the 3 out of 5. Okay, so it's a 2. Okay, let's go. Okay, 2973.68 times 60%, right? Times 60% gives me 1784. 1784. Oh yeah, I'm so right. right. I'm so right. Very important. You will definitely, I'm just telling you, you will definitely have a similar question like this one. You will definitely have a similar question like this one. Next one. Okay, next one. Let's say whether it's the same. Two products, you for 44, and then cost is this, and then you have a selling price is this, and cost is this. So you got contribution margin, fixed cost is this. You sell 3 this, and then you sell 1 that. What is the break-even point for basic? And so you can do it by yourself. I trust you 100%. You do similar thing as this one. I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not going to do this. So I believe you 100%. So you do it by yourself. Okay, you do it by yourself. Practice. You definitely will have a similar question. You will definitely have a similar question. Okay. Next one. Common margin of safety. You know this one. You know it's your actual sales minus break-even point. Sales are expected sales. So you have to minus your break-even point. You have to minus break-even point. Okay. Next one. Sorry, I'm just a little bit tired. Asking about margin of safety. Let's see. So this for 70 unit level. Okay, break even is already 40 sales. Okay, so you already know this, right? Your current sale is 4177. Your break even is 1700. So your margin of safety in units, will be 4177 minus 1700. So it in unit will be 2477, but it's asking about dollar amount. So you need to time the selling price 70. So that's 173,900. Yeah, this one, right? So gives you this break-even point in dollar amount. Next one, asking you about percentage of what's the margin of safety as a percentage of target sales. Okay, so now it's asking you about your percentage margin of safety. So you need to, how do you get this one? Let's see. Okay, my target operating income is variable cost is based. Oh my goodness. What is the? I have no idea. Okay, hold on. Target operating is income is this. Fixed cost is this. Okay, I see. So your current sales, no. Okay, so you have to, your expected sales has to, okay, let's go from there. Okay, your target operating income is 6,900. Your fixed cost is 960, and then your okay, I see. Your contribution margin percentage is 20%, right? Your percentage. Okay, I see. Okay, this is a good question. Okay, so this will give you expected sales, right, in dollar amount. So your expected sales will be 6,900 plus 960, and then we divide it by 0.2%. So your expected sales has to be 39,300. Okay, 39,300. And your break-even point, has to be 960 divided by 20%, because we don't need to have that operating income. So it will be 960 divided by 0.2 gives you 4,800. Okay, so your expected sales revenue has to be 39,300, but your break-even point is 4,800. Sorry about that. So your margin of safety will be 39,300 minus 4,800 gives you, oh goodness, I'm not done yet. Okay, so your margin will be 3,4,500, but we say we want to get the percentage as target sales 39,300, so it will be divided by 39,300 gives me 87.79%, right? 87.79%. Oh my goodness. I personally think it's a hard question. I'm not sure I will test you yes or no, but I think it's a good way to practice everything. It's a good question. It's a hard question. I'm not sure I will put in the exam yes or no, but I think it's better for you to understand. I think it's a good practice. Next one. Goodness. Margin of safety, okay? I expect to sell your this, okay? So you expect to sell 1,000, and then for the manager must sell 600 to break even. Oh, that's so easy. Finally, we have an easy one. Margin of safety. Yeah, well, finally we have an easy one. Oh yeah, last one. Okay, let's see. Variable expense at 30%. I have a monthly fixed cost, the monthly target operating. What's the monthly margin of safety in dollar if you want to achieve this? Okay, I think it's very similar with the question 33. So let's see this one. Okay. Okay, so monthly fixed cost. You want to get 4,200, and the fixed cost is 21,000. And contribution margin percentage is 70%, because the variable cost is 30%. Contribution margin will be 70%. So 4,200 plus 21,000 divided by 0.7 gives you you have to sell, your sales has to be this much, right, to get that operating income. And then monthly margin of safety in dollar. Okay, and our break-even point will be straightforward, just 21,000 divided by our 0.7. So our break-even point has to be 30,000. So our margin of safety is 6,000. Margin of safety is 6,000. Okay. So this is very similar with the question 33. I think I'm done. I just really takes time to finish all the practice. So I would suggest you to start now, start now. At least every week you have to finish 1.5 chapter, right? So you have to really give yourself 1-2 hours to practice if you want to get A or B or C in the exam. Okay, then I'll see you in the next video when we review chapter 8. See you there. Thank you.